Okay, I just had to make this video while it's fresh in memory, because I went to the Richard Hart meetup in Copenhagen, and I really enjoyed it. It was awesome. It was good for my confidence in Hex. I had just discovered it. My friend, shout out to Hex King, told me about it. He had made some ad gains, and I had barely started to look it into, starting to understand it, and went to Copenhagen, met. That's usually how I do every time I find a new, or I have a new insight, or I find a new community, or there's some new chapter in life. I learned early that to find the founders, or the best of the best in that subject, for example in copywriting or marketing or sales, I immediately seek out the source, or the best in the world. So that's what I did here as well. And when it came to Copenhagen, I was like, okay, I have to go to Copenhagen to meet Richard himself, to get a feel for how he actually is, not just in front of the camera. And the first impression that I had, which was my ego reacted just the way he wants it, and then I gave him second chance, and that's when I started to learn. So what am I saying? Yeah, at that meetup I met a lot of cool people, and people were curious to what I do, and I told them I've been a speaker and a coach and a consultant for many years in like virality in social media, marketing and sales, but also I've been like constantly being personal development, self-inquiry, realization has been kind of my main. It's been the common theme, I guess, in my endeavors and projects, and online launches and websites and whatnot. So, and that in 2013 I had a realization that life works from the inside out, and I had it really just dawned on me in a different feeling that it had before. It's easy to tell someone that your experience is always generated from within, but in 2013 it really something shifted in me, and so I've been also pointing people to a deeper understanding of how the mind works, which alleviates a lot of stress and pressure and resistance to whatever is going on in one's life. And at the Copenhagen meetup, someone asked me, and I was like, okay, this is what I do. And sometimes I do spiritual guidance, or pointing to a deeper understanding of our spiritual nature, and I also do I've done YouTube viral videos, and it's so there's this side of this. What am I saying is that this spiritual, the word spiritual is, I've been afraid of expressing myself truly, and it's just I don't know, this macho, this generation of I don't know, this macho materialistic vibes that I see a lot is often overrunning the subtle violin behind the orchestra, what's really going on underneath the surface. And it's almost intimate, or a vulnerable thing to talk about and point to. So I've honestly been a little bit afraid of expressing myself to the Hex community, because it's all about money, and it's not really all about money, but on the surface it's all about money, flexing, gains, and people can get a lot very what's the English word, tender, or like an open sore, like very take things personally, and if there's corrections in or a bear market, people, we humans, we have a tendency to place our sense of security on, for example, money. So when we think that we lose our sense of security, we live in survival mode, and we try to control the circumstances. We try to control and manage the outside world, while in reality we are born with the security that we need. We are born with that sense of security, and that's actually generated from within and not from outside world. So like, if money were the essence of security, you could just glue money to your face and you would feel secure, and it doesn't work like that. It really doesn't work like that. Another way of seeing it is like, if money were security, then you could, if you take 100 millionaires, you're gonna have 100 different experiences of being a millionaire. Some of them will be really, really happy, some of them will be really, really miserable, and you have all the spectrum in between. So I like to point to principles and absolutes in life, and I also like to be guided by those principles, and I make my decisions guided by absolutes and principles. And there are not very many principles that we know about. Like, you have gravity that always works 100% of the time. The day that gravity stops working, we have to completely update our worldview, right? So we know that, if you drop something, it's gonna hit the ground, and that works like that every single time. And the same goes with our experience of life. It's like, it works from the inside out, and it works like that every single time, all of the time, 100% of the cases, even the times when we are certain that we are being affected from the outside world, or like someone told us that we were a shitty person and that really hurt us. Yeah, that's how it looks, and that's how it feels, and that's the illusion of the human experience, is that it looks real, but it doesn't mean that it is real. So that's actually a subtle but very profound difference and shift. So yeah, I was just thinking about that. I was listening to Gunther, and I just subscribed to the channel. I'm sorry, I can't remember the name of the channel or the guy, but they were talking about spirit, God, their experience of and Kant and philosophy and all these things, and I just immediately realized that I don't know, I got inspired by them talking not just about the technical aspects of the smart code and hex and pulsechain and the fork and everything. And I realized that I actually have something to bring to the table in terms of grounding and confidence and peace and security when we are going through a bear market, and also in the bull market, and just like neutralize a lot of that volatile emotional swings that we tend to have, a lot of people tend to have, and especially when we constantly get bombarded with the idea that we cannot be good enough until we have bought the right clothes or the right makeup or the right car or the right, have the right looks or anything. So this is my little video, just like to you and to myself, to make it, to just make an intention and say that and kind of confirm and put into words that I need to create more. Wow, look at this. Thank you. Yes. Woo. So that's my way of going through the bear market is staying in Southeast Asia and paying. Let's see, that's like 50,000 dong, and this one 15. So that's like literally like I think like $3 or $4 for a meal with a fresh pressed juice. So it's a healthy meal, but lots of vegetables. Lost my train of thought there, but yeah, my intention of just like contributing to the community the way that I know how, and with my experience of like relieving stress and getting back to that, to the true sense of who you really are, who I really am, who we really are. Um, yeah. So if you're a Hexican, subscribe to this channel, smash the like, and I'll probably start interviewing people and talking not just about the technical aspects, but more of a like strengthening your emotional intelligence and your grounding and understanding of who you are and how our minds and emotions works when the market goes up and down and our lives have volatility in all different shapes and forms. So talk to you later.